Next thing I want to talk about is Richard the Kid. I mean, guys, he's 32 now, so I think we can call him Rich the Man, Rich the Guy, Richard the Guy. Yeah, that'll be a cool name. So let's talk about Rich the Kid. So Rich the Kid, he's doing his label run, his press release, is trying to get his album out there. Life's a Gamble is promoting and all that. So he's landed up on Drink Champs with Noriega and DJ FNM, which is dope. So they chatted it up, talk about a whole bunch of different things, whole bunch of crazy things. It's really dope. So I'm going to put it the part where they're talking about the label issues and stuff like that, because Rich the Kid has recently gone independent. He signed a distribution deal with Gamma for his latest album. So Noriega asked him pretty much, standard label question, like, what is it like being in a label? What is the difference between being in a label and being independent? Which I think is very good to know. A lot of people don't really know, may not know, or they don't know what really the insights of what it is to me, what it means to be independent, what it means to be in a label. So I think it's a great start to it. So let's get into it.
Trying to come into this game for a young person that's looking up to you and they say, all right, cool, what are the pluses of being with a major? Because I'm a major label guy, he's an independent guy, but we both make compromises. So can you explain to a person who's been sleeping under a rock and doesn't know Kanye's not making sneakers no more? So can you explain to them the major verse?
I would have to say major labels, they're like a cheat code. You know what I'm saying? They have all the relationships.
Up, down, left.
30 years, 40, 50, whatever, how many years. You know what I'm saying? They have everything, the whole infrastructure of what they've been building for 20, 30 years. I feel like being independent, you have to use your own relationships. You know what I'm saying? That as a rapper or artist, you might have only been in the game for like 4 or 5 years. You know what I'm saying? You got to use all them. But they got every single person on Spotify, every single person on Apple Music, Amazon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So everything. Every single person on Uber, Lyft, Airbnb.
Yep. So pretty much the label is just like, it's what I was saying in my previous video when we were talking about Joe Budden and he was talking about labels. Labels is just more of that supercharge, that super arm to get you, to the grandest stage, the biggest scale that you want to be. You know what I mean? So, because obviously the labels, they built the infrastructure. They know everything. They know every part of how the machine operates. You know what I mean? They know the streaming, they know the radio, they know the touring, they know the concert, they know everything. They know how the merchandising. You know what I mean? You as an independent artist, you know what I mean? Like, let's say you've released an album, and let's say now you want a billboard in Times Square. Who are you going to call? No one. You don't know who you're going to call. You don't know who to call. Exactly. The labels know exactly who to call to make this happen, to do. When it comes to touring, to putting together a tour deal, they know how to do that. They know how to get radio plugins, radio plays, all of that, payola, ding. So they just know everything because they've built the infrastructures. Labels have helped to build the infrastructures. And so that's why most of them, they are part of the infrastructure. They own shares in it. You know what I mean? Like most of the labels, the big labels own shares in Spotify. This was exposed in the documentary, the Netflix documentary that came out. So the big labels own shares in Spotify. So they know all the tricks and ins and the bits of Spotify and how to make it work for artists. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much the label. They're just the super giant. They just know everything.
Whatever, you know what I'm saying? They got everybody.
Wait, tell me, because I'm old. What the fuck? They hiring Uber drivers?
No, I'm just saying. They got
running everywhere.
Rolodex and everything. You know what I'm saying?
That's ill. Like, you get in the car, nigga, play your shit. You didn't even know it.
That's the type of shit they own.
That's ill. I didn't even think of that.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, you hire Elon.
Bro.
Holy.
What?
Yeah, there's definitely some up.
No, did you guys hear what he said? I don't know if he was joking, but that sounds creepy. He says the labels know Uber drivers. So when the Uber drivers are picking niggas up, you request an Uber trip, you're going to point B, you come through. If let's say you reach the kid and you sign to EMG, and that Uber driver is also signed to EMG, as soon as you get in the Uber, they pump in your freezer. That's crazy. That's a crazy strategy. Imagine, that's a crazy strategy. I wonder if they're really doing that. But I mean, when you get in an Uber, they don't just start playing music. They kind of ask you, do you want to play music? You're on silence. You're on the radio. What's the way? So how would it work?
Ups and downs to being signed to a label, being not. You know what I'm saying? So,
but you were independent.
Yeah.
You were doing independent stuff before ever signed to it.
Yeah, for sure.
And you already had some success. And that's my argument, that if you find success independently, then you can make a better deal with a major.
Here's my argument. Sure. Yes, by the way, I don't disagree with that. Right. But here's my argument. This is what I always think. I always think you sign to the major, let them spend that bag on you.
Yeah.
Because once they can't take back fame.
No, for sure. Once you get to a level where you don't need a label, no, for sure, that's definitely possible. But I feel like some.
Yeah. So yeah, there is definitely different routes to, like, don't get me wrong, guys. I know I come on here and I shit on record labels. You know, I read a lot of things about record labels that are bad and stuff like that. But I'd never tell anyone not to sign a record deal because, you know, truth be told, I'm trying to get a record deal myself. You know what I mean? So definitely it is an avenue and it is a way to, especially when you're really by yourself, you know what I mean? Like, it's different if you at least have a team, you have a management or something, you know. But most independent are really independent, you know what I mean? Like, by themselves, they record themselves, they write themselves, they mix themselves, they master themselves, they drop themselves, you know what I mean? Like, they don't have anybody who helps them. And it's just because they're the only ones who have the vision, you know what I mean? And sometimes when you're the only person who has the vision, you got to be the only one to carry it, you know? You got to be the only one to see it through and to try as much as the limit you can do by yourself. But it's like, no one else can see the vision and you can't afford to pay people to come and help you and stuff like that. And you know, and when niggas do shit for free, it's just like, because they're doing it for free or because they're helping you out, the heart is not in it and the vision not there. You know what I mean? So that's why, for me, I'm speaking about myself personally also, that I just prefer to do a lot of my shit by myself because I'm the only one who has the vision and I can't afford to hire people to help me or to do this or that, you know? And I don't like to ask people to help me as well because they don't have my vision. You know what I mean? So it's better if somebody offers to contribute because they see what I'm trying to do. Then that's different, you know what I mean? Than opposed to me going to you now, it's like a favor. But like, you know, the favor is distracting the vision because you can't see what I'm trying to see. So that's the whole stress about being independent, I guess.
Sometimes signing to a label and just waiting on that is, or signing to a label and you sign to them, you're not knowing exactly what you're going to get.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You could have, of course, a contract that says they're going to spend that bag. They're going to spend it how they want to and when they want to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, for instance, radio. Right. Labels don't spend a lot of money on, they don't like spending a lot of money on radio because they don't really make money off radio. You know what I'm saying? The artists book shows and they get money off radio. So, unless you are high, like...
Well, I mean, I don't know if that's entirely true because, I mean, with radio... Yeah, obviously with radio, it's payable. They're going to have to, you know, pay to get the music played. But I feel like radio is the avenue that sort of brings it, like it sort of pushes you over to streaming a bit, you know what I mean? Because once you hear a song on the radio and you like that song, then at the end of the song, I'm going to tell you who that artist is and what the name of that song is. And if you remember, and if you like that song enough and you remember that artist and the name of the song, once you go home, you know, you're going to then stream to that artist, you know what I mean? And or that song, that specific song. So I guess I feel like that's the way that radio helps the label, because then obviously streams go up, labels on the masters, they're getting the royalties. So, you know, I don't know.
Super streaming artists, and that song is already gone and going there, they're not really going.
They'll double down on that.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, because I heard you say that if you sign with a label, whoever they star artist is, you want them to treat that same exact way.
Like when I was signed to Republic, I'm like, y'all got The Weeknd, y'all got Nicki Minaj. I want the same treatment y'all give them. See, I'm that caliber.
Right.
For sure.
Hell yeah.
For sure. Hell yeah, Rich. But yeah, no, man. Let's leave it there. That was dope. But yeah, they talk about a whole bunch of things. I think I almost finished it. Yeah, but man, you guys know Rich the Kid. He's a legend. He's the fourth Migo. He's been in the game for a minute and he's always delivered. I was just listening to Life again because I remember I gave it a first listen and I think I only downloaded one song because I wasn't listening properly. And then after watching this, I gave it another listen and I found a few more gems, which was dope. So it's a cool project. It's nice album. And yeah, shout out to Rich the Kid doing his thing. Shout out to Dream Champs. All right, cool. Let's move on. Bust. I told